All right, naming acids, so acid nomenclature. You recognize an acid because it begins with hydrogen. So any formula that starts with a hydrogen, we're going to name as an acid. And the acids have a quite almost difficult way to name them. The reason they're an acid is because they produce a hydrogen ion when they're mixed with water. So your examples are HCl and H2SO4. Okay, so those indicate to us those are acids. When we name an acid, we have to know if there's oxygen present in the formula. So we have three different ways to name our acids. So we're going to start with the ones that do not contain oxygen. So when you name an acid that does not contain oxygen, we're looking at an anion, because everything's going to have hydrogen, so that can't play a part in naming. So we're going to look at just the anion. So you're going to take and put the prefix hydro. You're going to take the root of the anion, add ic at the end, and then the word acid. So hydroic acid. So HCl, chlorine, is your root. It's the anion, so it's hydrochloric acid. Now when we have oxygens, you have to worry about, does it end in ite or does it end in ate? So these are your oxy anions. O-X-Y-A-N-I-O-N-S, oxy anions. So these are your polyatomic ions that contain oxygen. All right, so if it ends in ite, you're going to take the root of the polyatomic and add OUS. Ite-us. Kind of like you have appendicitis. That's how I remember it, at least. And of course, you put the word acid. So H2SO3, SO3 is called sulfite. So you're going to cross out ite, and you're going to add OUS. OUS, excuse me. Now with sulfur, for some reason, it sounds better when you use the whole word sulfur and you add OUS. So sulfurous acid. I will give you full credit if you follow and obey these rules and you just call it sulfus acid. That is a-okay with me because you're following the correct procedure. Now if it ends in ate, so your anions with the more oxygens, you're going to take the root and you're going to add ic. So ate-ic, ite-us are the two. Okay, so HNO3 is nitrate. So you take off the ATE and it ends in ic. Now there's two more that we worry about. We have hypo plus acid. And that's when we have our anions. And there's only a few of them on here, like ClO negative. ClO negative is hypo. Chlorite. It still ends in that ite ending, so you're going to add OUS. Hypo still remains there. This is just extra information for you all. And then we have per-ic acids, like ClO4 negative, and that's perchlorate. Again, it ends in ate, so we're keeping per, and you're changing the ending to ic. Perchloric acid would be HClO4. So let's practice some of these. H2NO3. Oh, no, that's actually wrong. It should just be HNO3. Ooh, big boo-boo. All right, so I know it starts with H, so it's an acid. I need to know what NO3 is called. NO3 is called nitrate. So it's got that ate ending. I'm going to take the ate ending off, and I've got to replace it with IC. So this becomes nitric acid. And that's it for this Number 2, my anion is cyanide. There is no oxygen. So I have to use the hydroic acid. Hydrocyanide, so cyanic acid. Poison, hydrocyanic acid. Number 3 and 4, I want you to try on your own. Pause it, try, and then restart, and I will have the correct answers in. I had 2. I almost wrote phosphorus at the end for hydrophosphorus acid, but that's not right. Hydrophosphoric acid and carbonic acid. Okay, so let's go backwards now. Let's take the name and figure out what the formula is. Remember, they start with hydrogen. So I see it ends in us, so that means it's the ite ending. So nitrite. So what's nitrite? Okay, nitrite's one of our polyatomics. Nitrite is NO2 with a -1 charge. It's combined with hydrogen that has a +1 charge. I crisscross applesauce, and I get the formula HNO2. Yes, these are ones you have to crisscross. All right, I have hydro. Ooh, no oxygen. So sulfur is my anion. So sulfur is my anion. Sulfur is a -2. I'm going to crisscross it with my hydrogen ion. That's always +1. And crisscross applesauce, I get H2, hydrosulfuric acid. All right, number 7 ends in ic. That means it's my 8 ending. So phosphorate, so phosphate. Okay, phosphate, another polyatomic I need to know. PO4 and has a 3 negative charge. It's crisscrossed with hydrogen ion. Crisscross applesauce. H3 PO4. No parentheses around PO4. They aren't needed. Okay, I want you to try the last one, number 8. Pause it, and by the time you're done, I will have this all ready. So that's it for acid nomenclature. The homework that I passed out in class, or if you weren't there, the homework that's posted online will be due on Tuesday, October 21st.